Hi, hello and welcome to another video by the scientist formerly known as Nigeli. In this episode we will cover drilling holes in glass bottles and then using these bottles for decorative purposes. The difficulty lies in positioning the drill on the round glass bottle without it slipping. To do this, a tool was designed in Fusion 360 and printed on a 3D printer. This tool allows you to position the drill and drill exactly where you want. To ensure that all the holes on the bottle are neatly lined up next to each other, first draw a straight line on the bottle. Then take one half of the tool and place the circle for the diamond drill bit in the middle of the line. Use a felt tip pen to draw the outline of the drill hole on the bottle. Repeat this for the number of holes you want to drill. And here you see how it should look like. The next step then is to place the tool over one of the circles marked on the bottle. Secure the tool to the bottle with plenty of tape so that it cannot move. Drilling into glass will generate a lot of dust, which is not a healthy thing, and therefore we will make our drilling under the water. I bought this set of drill bits for glass on AliExpress. I will give a link in the description concerning the product. Fill a bucket full of water and submerge the bottle with a taped-on tool. Fill the water so that only the bottle with the tool attached to it is submerged. Please remember that only the drill bit should come into contact with water and not the drill itself. The actual process of drilling takes longer than shown here in the video. However, you see, after removing the tape, you will have a nice hole in your glass bottle. And here you see the glass disc that was cut out. And then basically you repeat the process on all the other holes. Insert the glass drill bit into your drill. Start with a low speed on the drill first. Apply light pressure and then let the drill do the work. Too much pressure can damage the glass. Once the hole is drilled, carefully remove the drill bit and the tape. You will see that the PLA on the 3D printed tool is not damaged due to the water cooling. The tool therefore can be used over and over again. When flushing the water down the toilet, you see all the residues from the drilling process. Quite some. Okay, but now let's talk about the decoration process. You see here I have inserts for pens or inserts just for flower pots. You see here flasks with just one, flask with two holes and stands, so you can place the flask wherever you want without them rolling away. Again, these stands were designed in Fusion 360 and then printed on my Prusa Mini. Here they are fixed with hot glue directly to the bottle. To avoid having to sand the edges around the drilled holes, also these inserts were designed. The inserts are either for holding pots with plants or office supplies such as pen and so on. Since I place these bottles on the windshield where plants get a lot of sunshine, there is also a high risk of plants drying out, and that's why I decided to go for cacti, which are available in various types and inexpensive to buy in small pots. It's also nice to spend some time just to arrange and rearrange these plants around your bottles. And here you see the version for the office supplies. I made two types of this tool, one for half-liter bottles and the other one for true wine bottles. Here you see a half-liter bottle. However, if you have a flask with another diameter and you want to design your own tool, I will explain you how to design such a tool in Fusion in the next few minutes. Okay, we create a sketch. And then we select the plane we want to draw, and then we choose a rectangle. We select the rectangle that is defined only by the center point, and then type in the dimensions 89 mm here. Then we press E for extrusion, and voila, here we have already our cube. Then we create another sketch on the cube and draw lines. Select the two lines, and then in the drop-down menu you choose construction line, because we only need the center point of these two construction lines for our circle. Choose the dimension of the diameter according to the flask you want to use. Select the circle, press E, and then cut out the hole in the cube. Then we repeat the same procedure on the upper part of the cube. Construction lines are built, and then in the center point we make a circle. The diameter of this circle is the same as the drill bit you want to use. Select the circle, press E, and cut the hole. And now we would like to cut this cube in two pieces. Create another sketch on this surface and then select a line and draw lines from the middle of the circle to both sides. Then you choose Modify and select Split Body. In the browser you choose the body you want to split, and then as a splitting tool you just select the X we just draw, and then you have your cube cut in two pieces. In the browser under Bodies, we rename the two parts that we have built. One is the lower tool part and the other one is the upper tool part. Then we hide the upper part because we want to draw something on the surface of the lower part. Create a sketch on one of the flat parts. Select again a center rectangle and place it on the surface. Select the rectangle again and then press E for extrusion. But this time we are not going to just make a block or a small cube. This time we are going to use a taper angle. The taper angle is -15 degrees. And when you start extruding with a taper angle of -15 degrees, the whole thing takes on the shape of a tooth. Now let's do a few of them. Select the tooth in the history line, and then you choose under Create Rectangular Pattern. Select the right axis and then distribute your object over the flat surfaces. Here you see I had difficulties to position the objects directly with the mouse, so I had to type in the distance directly. Now we unhide again the upper part of the tool because we would like these two objects fit together. To do this, we use under Modify a tool called Combine. We choose the upper part as target body and the lower part as tool body, and then under Operation we select Cut. Then we hide the lower part and we turn the object around to see if the cut was successful, and here we see those holes. Now we have to introduce some gap between the two parts so they fit neatly together. Therefore we choose those holes that we just created, and under Modify we use the command Press Pull and we type in -0.2 millimeters. And then under Inspect we choose the possibility for a section analysis. We choose the front surface, and then we see here that we have created a gap between those two parts. Perfect. And basically that's the process how you design your own tool in Fusion 360. And we are already at the end of this episode, making a 3D printed drill tool for glass bottles. I hope you like it. If you are interested in these kind of DIY projects, then please visit my YouTube channel. And as always, stay creative and so long.